I think we can get started. So again, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Varun Raghunathan. I'm a faculty here in the ECE department at IISc. And I would like to welcome you to this outreach program from ECE department. So here you'll be learning more about the ECE department. So we have Professor Nilesh Mehta here, who is the chair of the department, who will be giving a presentation on a general overview of the department, our accomplishments, and so on. We also have 7 current M.Tech students here who can also share their experiences doing the M.Tech program in ECE and also other related topics such as signal processing, microelectronics, and so on. So I will hand over to Professor Nilesh, who will start the proceedings and then give a overview of the department and the M.Tech program. Right. Over to you, Nilesh. I think you are muted.
Yeah, okay. I hope you can hear me now.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, just 2 minutes. Let me share.
Okay, also one more thing, I'm recording the meeting as well. Yeah, just for your FYI. Yeah.
I hope you can see my screen now.
Yes, I'm able to see.
Yeah, so yeah, welcome everyone. Thanks for coming out for this outreach event. What I have is not too many slides, less than 10 slides, just to give you an overview of IISc, ECE, and also give you some more details about the ECE program that we have here in M.Tech ECE program and what the structure of the program is. Okay, so first of all about IISc, this is a part I'm going to skip over rather quickly, but I do hope that you're aware of IISc, and in fact, I assume you've applied to it, so you should be aware of it. IISc has a very high ranking within the country. It's an institution of eminence under MHRD, and also there are many other rankings where it consistently comes out at the top among the Indian universities. Now, regarding the EC department specifically, I think there are 4 key points that I'd like to highlight and make you aware of. I think the 4 key points pertain to students, faculty, the courses, and in general, the academic environment and freedom. If you look at the students, I think we're proud to say we attract some of the best students in the country for our course as well as research programs. All students get MOE fellowship. Second is faculty. I think what you'll find as we go through the presentation also is that these are very dynamic faculty who are essentially pursuing cutting edge research topics, and you will see that getting translated too in the courses and the projects that you will be engaged in. The third is courses. I think you have a very, very strong foundation that's laid out through the courses. Some are fundamental related, some are related to advanced topics, but you'll see both of them, and there are essentially lots of layers in these courses that can help you pursue a topic deeper. And third is the significant academic freedom to pursue your own interests, and also your own research. And it's up to you to drive it. The program gives you an incredible amount of freedom to do this. Okay, in terms of ECE, essentially there are 3 programs that we offer. One is PhD, the other is M.Tech Research or M.Tech by Research, and the third are course programs. There are many different course programs. And if you look at what is getting offered, essentially the department is focused quite a bit on both theoretical and experimental aspects of research in areas relevant to ECE, and that includes communications, signal processing, networks, microelectronics, radio frequency circuits and systems, and photonics. And the key word I'd like to mention here is excellence. That's what we are known for. Now, taking a quicker look at the programs that we offer, especially the M.Tech ones. If you can see in M.Tech, there are multiple programs that are offered by the department. M.Tech in ECE, M.Tech in microelectronics and VLSI, which is shown here using MV, M.Tech in signal processing, M.Tech in AI. Some of these M.Techs are offered jointly with other departments. For example, M.Tech ECE is exclusively ECE, but M.Tech VLSI is offered jointly with Department of Electronic Systems and Engineering. M.Tech SP is offered jointly with the Department of Electrical Engineering. M.Tech AI is jointly offered by several departments. Of late, we've also introduced for the last 3-4 years now online programs, but those are meant primarily for people who are working in the industry. There's an M.Tech in ECE and there's an M.Tech in AI online for them. If you look at the numbers, they're fairly significant numbers in terms of the number of M.Tech students we handle. There are close to 200 M.Tech students, close to 125 PhDs, and close to 65 to 70 online students. So further, in terms of the faculty, I'd encourage you to actually go to the ECE website and see the profiles of the faculty. You can go to each faculty's website and see what work they're doing, what their research interests are, who their group members are. But it's definitely among the strongest departments in the country and also rivals several of the best departments anywhere in the world. If you look at the accolades, there are a large number of faculty who are members or fellows of Indian academies, Science Academy and the Engineering Academy. These are very select groups. There are 5 IEEE fellows. And there are many other things such as Ramanujan Fellows, Varuna Jayanti Fellowships, Kalam Awards, and so on. Again, please see the website. You will find many more details about the faculty and what their interests are, and that will also guide you in choosing your own interests. In terms of the infrastructure, the state-of-the-art research and teaching infrastructure, here are some pictures we've taken from the labs we have in the department. There is an indoor visible light communication setup. Professor Varun, who just introduced me, has this setup. There's also a 5G test bed and a millimeter wave 5G communication test bed at the top you're seeing. There's a radar on chip. There's even a startup based on it, and you can see a test bed related to that. There's also nonlinear optical microscopy laboratory here. And there are many other facilities. Here are just some snapshots. And all of these are facilities that have been established in the last decade or so. Now, in terms of who does what, so in the area of communications, we have several faculties such as myself, Professor Sundarajan, Professor Chokalingam, Himanshu, Professor Naveen Kashyap. In networks and control, we have Aditya Gopalan, Rahul Singh, Paribal Parag, Rajesh Sundaresan. AI/ML and signal processing, we have Sandeep Chepuri, Sudhan, who also does wireless, Rajiv, Chandramurthy, Pratosh, Professor Hari, and then high frequency circuits and systems. This also includes devices, photonics. We've put it all under one single bracket. Kaushik Majumdar, Varun Singh, T. Srinivas, KJ Vinoy, Gaurav Banerjee, Deepanjan Gope, Devdeep Sarkar, Balaswamy Velpula. Okay, and we also have honorary faculty, Professor Anurag Kumar, who was a former director, and Professor Vijay Kumar. And so in terms of the areas, just some of them, not all of them. I'll mention several others in the next slide, but just some current focus areas are, for example, 6G and beyond communications, photonics, data center networking, quantum science and technology, and in general, ML for signal processing and communications. In terms of Industry Connect, there are several projects that faculty are engaged in because you need funding to do your research. There are also consultants for several of these companies. So this includes Cisco. Cisco has a Cisco Networking CNI, Center for Networking Intelligence, funded by Cisco, that has been going on for several years. Boeing has been interacting with us for close to 17 years. There have been interactions with Bosch, Samsung, Thales, Nokia, Qualcomm, and also Indian agencies such as ISRO, DRDO, Bharat Electronics, and DST, of course, and so on. And in terms of the connect is through various things. One is projects, which I just mentioned. There are also several fellowships for students, both M.Tech and research students. For example, TI has fellowships, Qualcomm has some, Intel has, and so on. Some of the students also intern during summer with these companies. There are also a couple of startups that have been founded by ECE faculty. So in terms of now the nitty-gritties of the ECE program, this is just to give you an idea of what it'll entail. So like I mentioned, the focus is on giving you a very strong foundation and then exposure to advanced topics, and also giving you the flexibility to, in a way, navigate the program based on your interests. The requirement is that you'd be doing 36 credits of coursework, which typically translates to about 12 courses throughout over a duration of 4 semesters. So typically, based on how your seniors have done it, this is a breakup of how you would approach the program. These are not hard numbers, but just a fairly good representative numbers though. So you would in the first semester, you do 5 courses, second you do 5, and then in the third semester you do 2 courses. And of course, in the beginning, you do more core courses. So you have 2 core courses that you have to do. In the second semester, you'll have 1 core lab course. The rest are all electives, which means you get to choose what you want to do, which area you want to specialize in. In summer, you'll start working on your M.Tech project. That's also a fairly significant portion of your M.Tech program. There are a large number of credits associated with it. 28, in fact. Some students can intern during the summer. And essentially your project ramps up, starts in summer, ramps up in third semester, and entirely takes up all your time in the fourth semester. Now, there are 3 broad areas in which the courses lie. We call them the stream pools. One is communications and networks. The other is signal and information sciences, or signal processing and information. And the third is high frequency circuits and systems. If you look at, again, the breakup of those 36 credits, you can see essentially that there's just 9 credits of core, and the rest are all effectively electives. And what we ask you to do is you do at least 1 course from each of the pools so that you have a good exposure to this broad subject called ECE, and then specialize in whichever subjects you want. Okay. And there's also an opportunity for those who are interested to upgrade to PhD during the program. So that's also possible, and students do take up that option. So in terms of some project topics, because I mentioned M.Tech projects, these are some of the topics. These topics change year to year, given that how fast the research environment is changing. But this gives you a feel for the kind of topics we look at. I'm not sure you'll be able to follow all the topics I mentioned. Some are advanced, some of them you've not even heard of, I guess. But nonetheless, I'll just read through some of them. So under communication networks, we've got wireless communications. This includes topics in 5G, 6G wireless systems, coding theory, information theory, visible light communications, quantum communications, sensor networks, and so on. Under signal processing and machine learning, we've got signal processing for communications, compressive sensing algorithms, positioning, image, video, and vision algorithms, graph signal processing, machine learning, digital health. Under RF, applied electromagnetics, photonics, nanoelectronics, we've got projects related to antennas, metamaterials, low power radars, CMOS for RF, low power circuits, integrated photonics, nanomaterials, quantum technologies, and so on. Okay, so I hope you get some idea of the broad set of topics that you would do your project in. And this, I think, is my last slide. Just wanted to alert you, starting last year, there was a new mode of entry called the CFTI mode of entry. CFTI stands for Centrally Funded Technical Institutes. These are a set of institutes defined by the government. Essentially, they include all the IITs, the triple ITs, and I think also the NITs. I'm not sure about NITs, but I think they do include that. And what we've done is the normal way you'd enter M.Tech program would be through the GATE entrance exam. However, some seats are reserved in the M.Tech ECE, not reserved or set aside in the M.Tech ECE program for CFTI students. And the distinction or difference is that you don't have to take the GATE exam. You can appear for the M.Tech ECE interviews if you have a sufficiently high CGPA, and the cutoff is 8. Though, of course, depending on how many people apply, the cutoff can go higher. But the minimum requirement that's set in stone, that's set by the government, is that your CGPA must be at least 8. So this is another mode of entry. For those of you who are from CFTI, please do take a look at this. In terms of placements, we have a fairly healthy placement scenario, as you would expect. This year has been more challenging than the rest. But this is the institute-wide placement statistics for all the M.Tech students and also some PhD students. So you can see about 400 odd master's students have been placed. The average CTC cost to company is about 28.5 lakhs. And you can see more statistics here. I'm not going to go over it. Now, just a word of caution, this doesn't include students, for example, who've gone for higher studies or who've gone off campus for placements. So this is only a subset of all the students. Now, the last slide. For more updates about the admissions, please do follow the ECE website. I've given the URL at the top. You will be able to see it there. And this will be updated, of course, in the next few days as and when we get more information from the admission section about who's been shortlisted for the interview. So we'll update this. Right now, you're just seeing 2024 admission interview details, but please use this website to track things. Yeah. Okay, with that, I'll stop. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Nilesh. So now we can start the question and answer session. So the way we will do it is that you can either type in the chat box, or you can raise your hands, and I can probably call you in the order in which you raised, and then you can ask the question. Um, so any questions from the attendees? So, as I told you, we have some M.Tech students here who are currently doing the program. These are M.Tech ECE students. There's also one microelectronics student and also a M.Tech research student also, to give you some idea. He did a transfer to PhD, so he can give you an idea if you are interested in going from M.Tech to PhD, what are the options and so on as well. Right. Okay, I see one question in the chat box. What are the topics we need to focus for the interviews? Maybe Nilesh, if you can get started, then I can ask a student to also answer subsequently. Hello, Nilesh, am I audible? Hello. Nilesh? Looks like no. But okay, I can first try to answer the question, then I'll ask a student to also chime in. So the topics we normally have, like
No
there are
questions,
math
everything was-
topics. Hello, Nilesh, are you audible?
Yeah, sorry. Okay, now go ahead. Yeah, somehow it got muted here, and I was saying, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. No, the question is that what are the topics we need to focus for the interview? Maybe if you want to get started, then I can also ask a student to also chime in. You're muted again.
Let the students answer. They've gone through the grind anyways, so.
Okay. So one of the M.Tech ECE students, Arpan, Ayushi, or Davidson, you want to answer? If you want to, please unmute and answer the question.
Hi, am I audible?
Yeah, please introduce yourself also.
Yeah. Okay, so hi all. I am Arpan. I am a second year M.Tech student in the ECE department, and my program is also M.Tech in ECE. So I am currently doing my project under Professor Chokalingam. Okay, so regarding the question, I should say that basically the GATE syllabus, the communication portion and the signal processing portion is the major topic that you can focus on. And apart from that, there are some few mathematical tools you should be handy. You should keep handy, really, like probability, statistics, and yeah. So these are the major topics. So specifically, the interview is quite easy, and it is basically if you have cleared GATE, then it would not be a big trouble. Yeah, that's.
So I can probably also add, so we in the math areas, we normally ask questions in 4 topics: calculus and differential equations, linear algebra, probability and statistics, and one more, number theory and all that. So the students are typically asked to choose 2 topics among these 4. And then questions are asked. These are at the GATE exam level only. And then subsequently, we are also testing for your aptitude, right? Are you really interested in this ECE program? And then we will also ask some questions about your undergraduate projects and all that, just to learn how well you are able to explain what was your contribution and so on, right? And then comes a little bit more questions, maybe in communications and signal processing, but to a much less extent only, right? This is mainly to gauge your interest, and also are you good in the basic math? That's all we are testing. Okay, second question. These kind of sessions will be conducted for other departments also. Will they be conducted? I am also called for interview in VLSI department. We don't know. I think they will have. So maybe you should check with the other course programs as well, right? Right now, we are focusing mainly on the ECE M.Tech program. The VLSI program will most likely call for a separate information session, right? Yeah. Is it compulsory? Third question is it compulsory to take a course from at least one stream pool? Can we take electives from other departments, say from math department or CDS department? I think anybody can answer the question. The students, can you answer the question? Is it compulsory to take courses from the stream pool, or can that be made more loosely into electives as well?
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. We can go for the electives, but we need to learn all the core subjects as well. So core subjects are mandatory, or otherwise we can take any other electives from any other department.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think Ayushi, you
So,
were also adding something. Please. Yeah.
Yes, sir, I was also adding for the same thing. Like the pool courses, one course from every pool has to be done. So the credits are so much that we can take the electives also in the final year after we complete our courses from the compulsory pools. So we can take
One
the
course
electives from the
from,
other
yeah.
departments also.
Yeah. So one course from each pool is compulsory, and then after that it's
Yes.
electives, right? Yeah.
Yes, and there are also core subjects for the ECE department like random processes and digital communication and a lab course that we have to compulsorily take in any of the semester.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Any other questions? If you want to ask the questions also, you can raise your hands, right? And then I can unmute you. So maybe I can probably ask a question to the M.Tech students just as we are waiting for more questions to come in. So for the core courses, are there any prerequisites or what kind of preparation is required? Maybe Arpan or one of the M.Tech ECE students, can you please answer? Yeah.
Yeah, I can say. So, specifically, the courses are designed in such a way that specifically the core courses like digital communication and random process, there is not much of prerequisite required. Yeah, the courses, the later that in semesters we take, like in second semester, those might require the courses that we learn in the first semester. So that is why it is better to take all the core courses in the first semester only. And yeah, and I think there is not nothing much to know before sitting with these courses. And one who has cleared gate exam or is like know about some subjects, some basic communication, that would be good. And nothing much is required, I feel. Yeah.
Thank you. Any other questions from the attendees? So maybe can ask one question on the placements also, like where do typically the ECE M.Tech students get placed? You know, and what has your experience been? So maybe one of the M.Tech students who has gone through this can probably answer.
Hello, sir.
Yes, yeah. Please go ahead.
I'm Kushal. So here, as I said, we'll be taking courses or we'll be going into domains, different domains. So here the companies will, like based on the domains, we can get into the comms, the communication side, or the ML, machine learning, or even SP. So major companies in communication as in Qualcomm, Samsung will come, and even for VLSI also, like through this electives, students can try going into that domain, and there are several companies coming in for VLSI, and for SP, it's like Texas Instruments and many more.
So generally, all these the typical ECE type companies are the ones who take in our M.Tech students, like Samsung, Qualcomm, TI, and those kind of people. Okay. There's one more question. Do we get to choose the M.Tech project? What is the process of choosing the M.Tech project, and how are the projects allocated? Maybe Nilesh, you can probably tell from the department perspective how the project allocation happens.
So the process works as follows. Towards the end of the first semester, the faculty will, every faculty basically lists his or her projects, and then a consolidated list is put up and shared with the students. Each project might also have a description. The faculty also often have in-person sessions where they walk the students who are interested through the projects they're offering, so that the students know what is in store for them. And then essentially the process is that the students would talk to the faculty they're interested in, so in the areas they want to work in. And similarly, the faculty are talking to students as well. And essentially, they both decide. The student would decide to work with faculty A, and faculty A would say, yes, I'll be happy to have the student under my guidance. So that's about all there is to it. Now, the one thing I do want to mention is one faculty obviously cannot handle 30 to 40 students. So each faculty will probably agree to take 3 to 4 students, no more, sometimes less, depending on what the faculty's commitments are. So that's the only thing where you kind of have to make sure that you line up, backup options as well. So if you're working in communications, you'd want to talk to all the communications faculty. If you're interested in SP, you want to talk to all the SP faculty, and then essentially have a rank ordered list so that you're ready for, if not A, then B, if not B, then C, and so on. But otherwise, it's pretty much the student and the faculty agree, and the matter ends there.
Okay. So one more question. Is there any coursework dedicated to optics/photonics? If yes, please let me know how it can be selected. I can answer this. The optics photonics courses, there are few of them listed under the high frequency circuits and systems pool, right? For example, I believe optical communication and maybe nanoelectronics or one of these courses, or two of these courses are part of the pool. So then that could be one of the courses you can do as per the pool requirement. And anything beyond that, you can choose electives, right? In the ECE department itself, we have electives on photonic integrated circuits, fiber optic communication, Fourier optics, lasers, optoelectronics, and so on. And then outside our department also, you are free to take courses from other departments. For example, instrumentation, Center for Nanoscience, physics, all of them offer courses in optics, various kinds of courses. Right. So based on your interest, you can talk to your guide and choose the appropriate courses which will be relevant to your program. Yeah. One more question. What is the difference between the M.Tech research and the M.Tech by coursework program at IASC? Maybe Nilesh, if you can answer this.
Yeah. So these are two different programs. The admission cycles for these two programs are also different. The program that we're focusing on today is the M.Tech ECE, or essentially what is the M.Tech by coursework program. Like I mentioned, you would be doing roughly 12 courses, 36 credits, plus a capstone project that would start in summer and then progress more and more into your third and fourth semesters. The M.Tech by research program is a research focused program in which the course requirements are less. Off the top of my head, I don't know if the requirements are 6 or 8 courses, not the 12 courses that you would see in the M.Tech course program. And the reason why the course requirement is less is that the student has to do research. The student finds an advisor right when he or she joins the program. And then under the guidance of the advisor would take the courses required for doing research, and then start doing research once, probably in the second semester, and ramp up further. The important thing is that M.Tech by research, you have to submit a thesis. The thesis is reviewed by an external examiner in addition to the advisor. Oftentimes, the thesis leads to publications in very high quality venues. That said, even the M.Tech ECE students, several of them would do publish in high quality journals and conferences. But M.Tech research, the emphasis is more on the research part. That's why there's a little bit less course and more research. And the duration is typically 3 years. It can be less also if you finish faster.
Okay. Next question. How does an ideal student in the ECE department look like? Right? What would an ideal ECE department student look like?
He'll wear lots of glasses and wear t-shirt and jeans, I guess. I don't know how they look like. Yeah, can you, whoever asked this, can you make it a little bit more specific?
Suhail, you want to unmute and maybe ask your question more specifically? He's asking about the qualities of the student, it seems.
Hey, can one of the M.Tech students answer this? Yeah.
You have to be really consistent throughout the course. I guess that is one thing. I don't know if it counts in the qualities. Like it's the mandatory thing here.
I guess you have to know a good skills in coding and all, because you will have throughout the semesters multiple assignments and all, which you have to use MATLAB or Python. So you have to be good in coding.
Okay.
Yeah, before attending next classes, just revise the notes, whatever was taught in the previous class. Otherwise, you might easily go clueless about what's happening. That's one strong suggestion I would give.
Okay, so next question, probably we can go. Is the summer after first year for internship in a company or for M.Tech project work? Is the summer internship also given any credits? Maybe Nilesh, you can answer this.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you get the same credits as you would for any summer. So in summer, if I remember right, I think out of 28 credits, 8 credits are for the project. So if you do an internship, you get an equivalent number of credits. Eight or 6 credits, I don't remember off the top of my head. Whatever it is for the project, you get for the internship as well.
Lot of students go on internship, but that's not the only route. You can also stay in IAC and do your project work also, right? I don't know the exact percentage, but yeah, people do stay and do projects. It's not compulsory to do internship. Yeah.
Ayushi, would you know how many have gone for internship this year? Or will go, I guess?
For the industry internships you are asking, sir?
Yeah.
I guess 10 to 12 are already selected for the internships at Qualcomm TI, Tejas Networks.
Okay.
So 12 are already selected, and others are also going for the research internships and like that, or are staying for the projects under faculty at ECE itself.
Thanks.
Okay, next question. Can any M.Tech senior tell us about their interview experience? I believe they're asking about the M.Tech interview experience. I think we answered before, but maybe just for the benefit of this person, we can answer again. Arpan or maybe Jacobson,
Yeah.
or one of you can answer. Yeah, please.
Yes, I will tell it. So yeah, so whenever you get shortlisted for the interview, you will be given a specific date, and on that date you have to appear to EC building, EC main building. Probably the most of the interviews happen in the EC main building itself, because I had my interview in main building. So you have to appear at the EC main building and you have to just appear for the interview. So there are many panels. There are around 4 to 5 panels, and each panel consists of around 3 to 4 faculty members. So they will be they will start asking some basic questions, some mathematics like probability, calculus, algebra, statistics. these things. And also they may ask some signal processing questions or maybe communication questions. So yeah, so this is how the interview goes. And you may be also given to solve some questions on the board. You will be given one marker and a whiteboard where you may be able to solve questions. And you will be also given to explain that thing to the faculty members. So this is how a typical interview goes in the ECE. Yeah. So that's it.
Sir,
Okay.
also I want to add some points for the CFTI students. For the interview, you can also be prepared whatever you have written in your application. Like in the start, you can for the introduction, you can also add your projects and publication or any relevant experience you have in your introduction at the start of the interview. That can also be a plus to drive the interview in that way. uh, this is for the CFTI students as per my experience.
Thank you. Yeah. So next question. So will the M.Tech CFTI students will also be under institute assistantship? Nilesh, you probably will know better.
Sorry, what was the question? I missed it.
No, the M.Tech CFTI students, will they also be under institute assistantship?
Yeah, that's actually a good point. I forgot to flag it. As per the rules as of today, our understanding is that the government requires the students to have finished GATE exam for them to be eligible for MOE. I'm not sure if this rule will continue. There is some discussion about whether this rule applies even to CFTI, but as of today, if you don't have GATE, there is no MOE scholarship. However, what the department has done is that for I think all CFTI students, Aish, you might be able to say better. They've managed to get them fellowships from other places. For example, the Kotak AIML Center funded some fellowships. I think the Office of Grants, ODA as it's called, which raises funds for the institute, has also got fellowships for the M.Tech CFTI students as well. So my understanding right now is they are getting fellowships, but through an alternate route. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So you're correct. So all the CFTI students last year have been allotted the scholarship same as that of the GATE students, but it was under the Axis Bank Fellowship. So we are getting it till now, and it might be. Hello. Yeah.
Can you repeat your last point? I think network issue.
Yes, sir. So for this year itself, it might be continued based on our performance till now.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Next question. How many seats are there in M.Tech ECE for admission through GATE?
Yeah, I can answer that. So totally, there are 40 seats, out of which 5 are for CFTI, the rest are through GATE.
What all do we need to know about the various research labs within each department before the interview? We are really not testing you for your research interest per se in this interview, right? M.Tech interview is mainly to gauge your aptitude to do this M.Tech program only, right? So at least having some idea of like who the different research faculty are, and does that the research they do, does it fit within your general area of interest? That will help you in choosing maybe an interview committee or something like that, but nothing beyond that, I think. Right? We are just testing your basic math, your aptitude, and your interest to enroll in this M.Tech ECE program mainly. Yeah. So it's good to go over what all research happens, at least at a very high level, but nothing beyond that, I would say. Okay, next question. Does the coursework in ECE involve more programming? Maybe the M.Tech students can answer, one of you, like how important is the programming skill? Do they use it in the courses or lab and all that, if you can answer?
Hello.
Yes, yeah, please go ahead.
Yes. So from the second semester itself, it is better to have a good knowledge of programming languages like Python and MATLAB at least. For the first semester, there is no any programming requirement as such for the core courses, and the courses are designed in such a way that you have some time to prepare for the, if you have not learned any programming languages in the past, so you can learn that also in the first semester.
Yeah, sir, I would like to add here. So I took a course on computational electromagnetics. So for that, MATLAB programming will be required. But even though there is no fixed programming required, I mean fixed language, so you will be given the freedom to choose any of the language and then get the assignment done. And I took another course from the RBCCPS, Robert Bosch Center for Cyber Physical System. So there was a course related to embedded system design. So C language was useful there.
Okay. So maybe as a just an extension of this question, can you also tell us a bit or tell the attendees a bit about the M.Tech lab course also, right? That is a core course. If you can briefly explain what is expected in the lab course, what do they learn and all that. One of the M.Tech students who has gone through the M.Tech lab, and you can please explain. Maybe Arpan or one of you, the second year M.Tech students, please explain.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah.
This lab course is a mandatory course, like is it a course in the second semester of the program. And so this lab consists of around 4 to 5 modules. So these modules may be one important module, like I will tell is like HDR module, which is a software defined radio module. So this module, the students deal with some this HDR hardwares along with some MATLAB software to communicate on the air. And apart from this, there is also AI and ML module where students get some overview of Python programming and some basic neural networks. There is also a NetSim module and antenna module. Basically, most of the modules consist of programming, and this programming is like heavy programming, and these programming are based completely on MATLAB and Python. And each week, students are given one assignment, and the student has to submit that, complete that assignment, and has to submit the assignment before the next week's lab. So this is how the lab course completely goes. And at the end of the lab, there will be one exam about the whole lab course. Yeah, so this is the lab. This is how the lab goes. So this is actually there is not, the students are not taken to any research lab as such. The students generally sit in normal classroom, and mainly the TAs take the class. And so for defined modules, sometimes faculty members come, and mostly TAs will take over all the classes, and they will teach about different modules. Yeah, so that's how it works.
Okay, thank you. Next question, can we know what was the highest package obtained by M.Tech student of ECE this year? Nilesh or even Chandra is also here. So one of you, if you know that.
Sorry, say that again, please.
No, can we know what was the highest package obtained by the M.Tech student of ECE this year?
This year, so far, I know it's above 50 lakhs per annum. I'm not sure the exact number.
Okay. Thank you.
And there are several students who got that kind of package.
Okay, next question. Is the intake you have mentioned 35 through GATE same for all other specializations as well? ESC, MVLSI, and so on? I believe
No, this is ECE. Yeah. This is ECE only, I'm saying.
ECE only, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for the others, I've not done my homework. We'll have the numbers ready. Yeah. I don't have the other numbers at the top of my head. But ECE 35 plus 5.
Okay. Next question. Suppose someone is preparing for GATE examination and it takes a gap of 3 to 4 years. Maybe Chandra, since you're working with OCAP, if you know
Yeah,
the answer, please.
I don't think it has any impact whatsoever. When companies come for interview, they care about what you know. And so that's all they care about. So I think those kind of things don't matter at all.
Thank you. Next question. The IAC ECE program coursework encourages students for more towards placement side or more towards research side. Is there sufficient as per NEP 2020 for working in industry? I didn't understand the last part, but yeah.
Yeah, sorry,
please.
Varun, you can add in, but I'll answer this question. What the program focuses on is your fundamentals. We really don't care what you do with it. It's up to you to join the industry, to do higher studies, or to sell soaps. That's up to you. I think what we focus on is making sure you've got the best solid grounding in ECE, the fundamentals as well as cutting edge. What you do with it is up to you. Yeah, sorry, Varun, take over, please.
No. A related question which was asked was, is there, I didn't understand this, but is there a sufficient as per, I think the question is this aligned to NEP 2020 for working in industries? I think that's the question. But yeah, I think we provide the required skills for you to take up either industry or research path, whatever you want to do, I think. Yeah. Okay. Next question. What are the prerequisites for electronic product design and its interview? Again, the focus of this session is only in ECE. So the electronic product design M.Tech program will conduct its own separate information session, we believe, and there you will get to know more about their program. Okay. Next question. I joined the webinar a bit late. Are students allowed to do an industrial summer internship? Excuse me if it is already answered before. Yeah, students are allowed to do summer internship. So it's agreed between the student and the guide assigned for the project. And a lot of them do avail that and go on an internship. It does help them to learn, get some industry experience, and also can also help them in their placements as well. Any other questions? So maybe I will ask one more question to the M.Tech students. So if you need help in your core courses, is there enough support available in terms of TAs and help from the faculty and so on? If you can, how do you kind of manage to swim through your core courses, in the first semester and maybe a little bit in your second semester? Do you get enough support to do this?
Yeah, I would like to answer that.
Please go ahead.
Yes. Yeah, so for each courses there are like I would say 2 to 3 TAs. So almost all courses conduct weekly tutorial sessions where the students get to know the kind of problems related to the coursework or to the part of the course that has been taught up to that point. And so TAs will be helping that, and also sometimes faculty members are present. Apart from this tutorial session, students get weekly assignments or maybe 2 or 3 assignments in a month. So these assignments are really helpful for them to know the subjects, the fundamentals properly. And solving this assignment is very much useful for their examination as well. And also there are a few courses like random process course. There is one office hours held. So in this office hours, the faculty members are present along with TAs. So if any student has any specific doubt that or any portion that is not clear in the class, they can approach directly to the faculty members in the office hours and they can get their doubt clarified. So this is how it works, and I feel like it is really helpful, these tutorial sessions and specifically these office hours, because many students appear in these office hours, and almost like many students, they get doubt in some point of the lecture and they get clarified that. So I feel there it should not be any problem regarding the core courses in the first semester. So there is much help available throughout. Even the seniors are also always happy to help the juniors in anything they need. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Next question, can you please answer about some of the companies where students work for summer internship? Maybe Nilesh or Chandra, if you may know the answer, the nuance.
I let Ayushi, you know the answers. She
Sure.
just mentioned a few programs, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think companies like Qualcomm, TI, Samsung, Analog Devices, Lam Research. There's so many companies that come for internships, and it's just a matching between the student abilities and the company's interest. So there's actually a very wide variety of companies that take on summer internships.
Are the students interviewed for the internship
Yes.
as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Often there's a written test followed by an interview.
Okay.
So
Next
in fact,
question.
students submit an application for the internship, and then the company shortlists a number of students. They may conduct a written test for this shortlisted set of students. Then they filter out some students, and the remaining students are called for an interview. And after the interview, they get the internship offer letter.
Thank you. Next question. I have an issue regarding scheduling overlap in ECE and EPD department and mailed for the same. Please address it. Thank you. I think some of these interview scheduling overlaps are handled by the respective department offices. So when you are here on the interview date, you can talk to the department office and they will be more than willing to reschedule your interview. That shouldn't be a problem. Okay. Any other questions? So maybe one more question for the M.Tech students, not in terms of academic, but then other than the M.Tech or your studies, what extracurricular things are there for students to do outside their class, like course hours and all that? No? Can you? No? Any M.Tech students can answer? Yeah.
Yeah, there is a gymkhana where you have a cricket ground, a hockey ground, and a football ground, and all the sports facilities, badminton courts, all these things are available. And there is a running track, and all of them are brand new. They have come up recently only, and the facilities are at top-notch level. If you are interested in any of these sports, you can come and join. And there is yoga club, and there are dance clubs, and you will keep getting mails about all these things. So if you are interested in any of these things, you can always approach them. Yeah, there are a lot of things, things happening apart from academics also on campus.
Yeah, I would like to
Yeah.
add here that
Yeah,
even in our department only, we have multiple facilities. Like we have a small badminton court and we have a volleyball court also. And recently we have installed a leisure room for the students, so you can go and relax there. So that means we have not only the university facilities, even we have separate departmental facilities also for doing the sports and other activities.
Yeah, I think the general expectation is that the students are supposed to work hard, but then not work hard to the point where you kind of burn down, right? There are other non-academic things available on campus which you can avail as well as you are going through the M.Tech program. Okay. Maybe there are one or two more questions. We'll quickly finish that. Just an extension for my previous question. Do you have any information where these internships, whether these internships do get converted to full-time jobs? Do you have some idea about whether the internships do get converted to full-time jobs? Maybe, I don't know, Nilesh or Chandra, if you know the answer.
Chandra, you want
Yeah,
to take that? I
Yeah,
don't
I
have
think
statistics on that.
Ayushi, yeah, no worries. Ayushi has already answered. They generally the idea of going for an internship is A, to get the industry experience, but B, another important aspect is to come back with a pre-placement offer. And so many of the students who go for internships come back with a pre-placement offer. And so that way the placement uncertainty is eliminated at the end of the internship. And companies also take in interns with the idea that they want to have a chance to see the students. And if the students are working well, then they want to give them a pre-placement offer so that they can lock in on the students. On the other hand, the thing to keep in mind, or one thing to keep in mind, is that if you do get a pre-placement offer, then you're mostly out of the placement season in the following semester. You will be allowed to attend the interviews of only 2 more companies, provided those companies offer at least 20% higher CTC than what your pre-placement offer says. So that's about the pre-placement offers. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I think one more question. Do students have access to labs, hospitals, and computer system 24/7? Yes, you do have access to labs, in the sense that if you're working with a specific guide, you will have access to the lab. And then if there are instructional labs, then there'll be specific times in which you can use it. The computer systems in your advisor's lab and all will be available for you 24/7. And obviously, if you're enrolled as a student, you have access to the health center in IISc for your medical needs as well. Yeah. Yeah, I think that has been answered also. Any other question from the students? Okay, we are almost at the nearing the 6 o'clock. So if there are no other questions, I don't see any more questions here. So we can probably stop here. So again, thank you for attending this information session. I hope you found it very useful. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank all the M.Tech students who took the time to join this and also to answer patiently all the questions which the attendees had. So we have a very beautiful campus here in IISc. So we do hope a lot of you will join here for our M.Tech program. Right? Thank you very much and have a good day.
Yeah, I also hope I will see some of you guys soon. So welcome. We have a very beautiful department here, and also we have a beautiful garden in our department. So hope you will come soon and join us here. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.